What's up, guys? So first things first, I just wanted to say thank you very much for helping me get to 200 subscribers, guys. It means a lot. It's really hard working, trying to reach a higher audience. But with that said, I want to know what you guys want to see from the channel. I want to see what you guys like and what you guys would like to see more of, because, I'm kind of just guessing right now. Just trying to do, I guess, kind of whatever I want to do, which is cool. But at the same time, what I want to do is I want to grow this channel. So, if there's videos that I haven't thought of or ideas that you guys want me to address or whatever that, I haven't even thought of yet, that'd be really cool. And I would love to put up, the content that you guys want to see. And I enjoy, putting out content you guys want to see. Now, besides that, guys, I guess I'll do a quick post-show recap. It's 1 week after the show, Border Clash. I didn't really do a post-show recap in my video yet or anywhere on my YouTube yet. Basically, I just kind of gave myself a week to kind of think out, what happened, what everything was going on, try to get a little bit of feedback from the judges to try to see, where their heads were with my physique and what they were thinking. Just to reiterate, I played 5th in Classic Physique out of 10 competitors. I was definitely the youngest, probably by about at least 6 years or more, 19 years old. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. I went into the season thinking that I was definitely too small to do Classic Physique. Like, I didn't really necessarily have the size yet for it. If Classic Physique is supposed to be the bridge between men's physique and bodybuilding. But apparently the judges saw it, differently. I personally think that I do have a classic shape, a classic look. My classic shape and my classic look as well as, coming in lean. I wasn't really as lean as I was supposed to be, and I will address that. My posing was on point, my shape was good, I hit a lot of vacuums. I feel like that was definitely to my favor because I was the only person on stage in my class who was really pulling off any vacuum. I think that definitely played off to my favor. As for men's physique, I did not do well. This is my worst placing in men's physique, proportionally speaking. The worst I ever placed before this was 10th out of 20. That was pretty bad. Last year I placed 8th out of 13, which was pretty bad. This year I placed 7th out of 8. Absolutely unacceptable, to say the least. That really messed my head up because I brought my best physique, shape-wise, structure, size, ever by a pretty good margin. Definitely was one of the biggest competitors on stage, and I don't really get caught up on big or get caught up on being big. But one thing, as a bodybuilder in any category, whether it's men's physique, classic physique, or bodybuilding, you have to have enough size to actually be able to develop your physique and the shape. And looking back at pictures, looking at videos that had been taken, I definitely was, if not the biggest person in my class. I was tied with being the biggest with the class winner, and brought ridiculous fullness, chest 3D, shoulders much better, pretty nasty taper, thickest back, widest back. In my class. So, I was kind of shocked. I did, reach out to the judge to try to get their feedback and see, what was going on with their head. With men's physique, they said, one thing I got caught on was my chest could have been fuller, which was, kind of a shocker, considering the fact that my chest is my strongest point in my physique. But didn't really, kind of taking that with a grain of salt. I know that my upper chest can be better to match my lower chest, but my upper chest and my lower chest are both very well developed. The most developed muscle on my whole entire physique. So the other feedback that I got was could have came in condition, more condition. And I agree. I don't know what happened in prep. I guess I dropped the ball somewhere, and I thought that I was getting leaner. I wasn't looking, one thing that we kind of use as a gauge to see where I was in leanness was looking at my glutes. And, I had glute detailed about 1 week out. And the day of the show, the morning of the show, I had some pretty nasty, I don't really know if I had any glute striations, but they were shredded. You could see clear detail in the glutes, and that was the leanest my legs and my glutes had ever been. Hamstrings were pretty obviously there, So I guess we kind of judged off the wrong thing because we kind of had that idea, we were going for that nasty condition in terms of classic physique. Bringing that bodybuilder, that bodybuilder leanness. And I guess one thing that kind of dropped the ball was I didn't really necessarily pay attention to my upper body as much in terms of gauging my condition, which is the opposite, what I've been doing because I was in men's physique. So I looked at my upper body condition versus my lower body condition. But this time I looked at my lower body condition instead of my upper body condition. So with that, I dropped the ball. I wasn't not lean. I would say in terms of, bodybuilding standards, I was about, I was pretty much standard for men's physique, leanness at a local level show, maybe in a regional level show. But for a national pro show, I wasn't, where I should be. So that's where I dropped the ball the most, this prep. I mean, posing could have been better. I felt kind of rushed when I did my personal routine. We didn't do the routine until the night show, so I know that didn't play against me. But I just feel like I'm a pretty straight on type of guy. I don't really do all the silly side twists. No offense to guys that do. You guys look great pulling it off, but that's just not what I do. I stand straight up. I show my taper, I show my thickness, I show my fullness, and then that's pretty much it. I mean, I hit a side pose where you can kind of see that, I have a small waist, but I have a nice taper, and then you can see that my obliques are nice and cut, but I'm a pretty straight on type of guy. I mean, I do best when I'd have 2 feet on line, looking forward at the judges. That's me. That's how I feel, and that's honestly how I look. I mean, even looking, through my prep, sometimes I can pull off an angle, or I can pull off, a little twist on my waist and try to, be a little deceptive with it. Be a little deceptive with my physique, try to make myself look a little more aesthetic than I really am. But in reality, I'm a front-on type of guy. I mean, that's just the most reliable pose that I can definitely hit 100% of the time, especially from the angle that the judges are looking at, just try to outmass and, still bring that taper and that look, that men's physique, shape. So with that said, I was really, my head was like, what am I going to do now? I placed better in a higher class, and I placed worse in a lower class. My worst ever placing, the judges said I could have came in more condition. But at the same time, I mean, if that were the simple feedback, wouldn't it make sense that I would have placed, even worse in classic physique, or placed just as good in classic physique? I don't know. But I like classic physique a lot. It's definitely going to be a challenge for me to build up that mass. I mean, I weighed in 169.2 the day of the show out of 170, but I didn't water cut or anything the day before, so it's not like, it was a struggle for me to get under 170. It was more like me just trying to stay under 170 while I still continue to carb up and drink water for the day. So I guess the next time I really try to step on stage, it'll be more of me trying to, my goal is to get over 170 so that I'll need to water cut. I'll have that size, that thickness, that fullness. The main muscles I want to really work on and improving this prep is, continue to grow my legs. Not this prep, the next prep, but continue to grow my legs, grow my shoulders, grow my upper chest. My back can never be too thick or wide. So it's pretty much, going straight back to the drawing board. It's like day one. I mean, we're just rebuilding the physique, and I feel like my body as a whole is at a higher level than it was where I started. Now, every physique, all my weaknesses are at a higher level. So now it's just training the same way I did before, building up every single muscle group and trying to stay proportional and symmetrical. So that's pretty much it, guys. What do I have planned for next? May or may not compete this summer. I would say I'm more leaning towards competing this summer. If I do compete, it'll probably be the Linda Murray 2017. I've done that show every year now, and I've gauged my progress with that. Took third my first season, took second last year, so definitely going to go for first. Coming off of a top 5 regional level show in classic physique, I'm expecting top 3 or better in classic physique because it's a lower level show. And men's physique, I'm expecting a W. Like, no words. I mean, even if the guy that beat me last year shows up, I'm expecting to win. I'm expecting to beat him. I have a much better physique than he did last year. I had a better physique than he did last year, but whatever. I'm going to come in and beat him and anybody else that wants to show up and try to take my spot. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's my post-show recap. That's what's going on right now. Right now, I'm just building up, bulking up, eating a lot more flexible diet, getting my calories in, keep my training consistent and hard, and focusing on putting on size right now. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep you guys updated. Like I said, tell me what you guys want to see, and thank you guys so much for helping me reach 200. We're just going to keep going up from here, hopefully. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.